welcome back to Extracurricular Activities. I'm Savannah.
And I'm Cass.
And it's the second last episode of the show today.
Yes, it's nearly near the end of the semester, but just to make sure you're up to date, here's News of the Week.
Thanks, guys. In what seems to be a severe bout of deja vu, leadership issues have again returned to Canberra. Barnaby Joyce has been touted as the next Nationals leader, amid concerns Michael McCormack is not pushing the party's agenda as Deputy Prime Minister. Michelle Landry, a Nationals frontbencher, has conceded the change is likely, however insists that there are no imminent leadership challenges on the horizon, and there is no appetite within the party for change. Mr Joyce was forced to resign earlier this year after his affair with a former staffer fell into the public limelight. Mr McCormack, for his part, insists that he has the support of the party room. Clouds have opened up hard and fast in Sydney's west, with flash flooding inundating buildings and stranding cars. Penrith received more than a month's rainfall in 1 hour, a grand 70 millimetres compared to the October average of 51 mils. The rain has also been hitting many other regions of the east of the state, with more than 80 calls to the State Emergency Service within the last 24 hours. The Australian Bureau of Meteorology has warned the falls are likely to continue, and people should remain aware of the risks. And the menswear chain Roger David has just entered voluntary administration, placing 300 jobs at risk and blaming global competition, rising costs and stagnant sales for the collapse. Stores around the country will enter a sales period to clear stock and raise funds for employees. The chain has been around for more than 3/4 of a century, selling suits to gents since 1942. And all of this is Roger David, so from one customer at the very least, I'm a bit miffed. And on that note, back to you guys.
It's been a pretty exciting time here in Wollongong recently. We had the Big Draw Fest, and here's a field report by Steph Hazelton.
Whether you're a self-proclaimed artist or are certain you can't draw, the world's biggest drawing festival is bound to spark your creativity. On its global journey, this year's festival will splash colour over Wollongong's Crown Street Mall, presenting the theme Play, allowing all ages to embrace their inner child.
We just stumbled across it and we thought we'll come in and have a little fun.
The free workshops are hosted by local artists who use materials other than pen and paper to encourage people to make their mark.
Just using acrylic paints and tones of blue and a few greens, and also playing with spirulina, so like an algae kind of natural ocean product, and mixing it with water.
Today's Big Draw is the main event, with people sketching their way through a range of stations that reflect the Illawarra region and its multicultural community.
This is a pilot project. Next year we'd like to involve far more groups to get in and spread it a little bit further across disciplines as well.
The festival will continue to run throughout the October school holidays, with daily workshops and the opportunity to drop in and play. Steph Hazelton, UOWTV Multimedia.
Can you draw, Cass?
I can. Do you want me to draw a picture of you?
Maybe next time. Well, today we had a chat with Susie Crick from the Surfrider Foundation about the upcoming festival, Clean Beach.
Today we're joined with Susie Crick, the chairperson of the Surfrider Foundation Australia. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
So could you just tell us about what Surfrider Foundation Australia is?
Sure. Surfrider is a not-for-profit charity. We're volunteer-based, and our mission is to protect and conserve Australia's oceans, waves and beaches. So, yeah, we've got heaps of different campaigns, and they all revolve around our mission.
Great. So what type of work do you guys do?
Well, we do beach cleanups, we campaign against endangered waves, we campaign against single-use plastics, and if I break that down a bit further, the beach cleanups, we could keep cleaning up beaches forever, but that's not the solution. So part of what we do is we campaign to government, companies, big corporations, and local business owners as well, to really reduce their use of single-use plastics so that we're not always going to be forever picking up rubbish off the beach.
So do you have any beach cleanups coming up or any campaigns?
As a matter of fact, we do. This Saturday, Surfrider is hosting the 3rd annual Illawarra Clean Beach event. We call it the ICB Fest, and we've got 16 local environmental orgs who are coming on board with us, and we're going to meet at North Gong Beach from 8 a.m, but the cleanup will start from 9, and we're going to get our message out to the community and get them to help us to clean up the beach. But we've also got Surfrider Grumfest happening, and what that is, like, we found that a lot of the people that were traditionally attracted to organisations such as ours are a little bit older. So we really want to educate the young people, and we thought a good way of doing that was to host young surf competitions for under 16s. So this Saturday we've got this really cool event starting at 8 a.m, and we've even got some preschoolers, and our youngest entrant is aged 2. So if you want to get any really cute shots, there's going to be a team from a preschool which comprises of children aged 2 to 5, and they'll be competing, and we'll also have lots of really good local surfing talent. So some of the kids that are entered, they're actually national champions for their age group. But not only that, we've also invited the Disabled Surfing Association, so we have surfers with all abilities enter into the water, and we're hoping that the community can come along and give us a hand with all of our surfers.
Sounds absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So, yep. So you also knew Ian Kiernan, the founder of Clean Up Australia.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what it was like knowing him?
Oh, firstly, we're so saddened by the loss of Ian. Ian, he really started this whole clean-up movement back in the 80s, and at his first beach clean event, or actually his first harbour clean event, which was in the late 80s, he had over 40,000 people turn up. Like, he was so magnetic and charismatic that when he opened his mouth and spoke about keeping Australia clean, the people listened and they really came. He was a wonderful mentor. I met him only recently, and we spoke about different activities that were coming up, and he's such a great guy. And his latest campaign was to ban the bag in New South Wales, and I know Surfrider and all of the other environmental orgs are really going to be pushing hard to get that across the line and tell Gladys Berejiklian that, you know, in honour of Ian, we really need to get this bag ban passed.
So it would have been really fantastic to have known Ian, but for you, what spurred you to get involved with Surfrider?
Look, I got involved about 6 years ago. My day job is as a flight attendant, and I used to fly to all these lovely places, and I love the ocean, so I'd always want to go to the ocean. And I'd go to the beaches, and the beaches were just covered in plastic. I'd be walking on beaches in India and literally walking on plastic bags. In Bali, I'd be swimming through plastic bags. In Hawaii, you can't go a few paces without tripping over large plastic pieces. And it seems like where we are in Australia, we've got beautiful, clean beaches. Our oceans look pristine. It's beautiful because we don't have the population, we don't have the problems that a lot of the rest of the world has. But my thing is, we all live downstream, and eventually all those plastics that are floating out in the gyres, they will make their way to our shores, and I think we really have to campaign, get together to stop the source of this unnecessary single-use plastic. We have to turn off the tap and just stop it. It's just so unnecessary and wasteful.
Yeah. So do you have a message for everyone who was thinking about coming to the clean-up day on Saturday?
I sure do. Look, I'd like everyone to come along. We're especially seeking people who might have a drone, because at 11 a.m. we're hosting a paddle out in memory of Ian, and I'd really love to get some footage of that. So anyone that can has a camera, underwater camera, because we've actually got this really cool team of free divers from Sydney and also the local Wollongong free divers, plus our own UOW Surfrider crew, who are going to be doing an underwater seabed clean on Saturday. So it'll be really cool to get some footage of that. So yes, I want all the community, all the uni students, I want everyone coming to the event, of course, but if you've got a camera, please bring it. It'd be great.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a fantastic day on Saturday, and all of your efforts for Surfrider Foundation have been amazing.
Thanks.
So thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
My pleasure. I hope you can join us on Saturday and bring your friends and share it on social media. Yep. And if you're not a member of Surfrider Foundation, please join us at www.surfrider.org.au. Thank you. Thanks.
Next up, we've got River with Culture Vulture, with a bit of an unexpected combination of things, science and art.
This exhibition is really a combination of pictures of molecules and structures using electron microscopes, and it's been used to actually inspire paintings by indigenous painters. There's about 40 different artists here. Some are in the region, but many of them are from all over Australia. They actually